So welcome to a new episode of Vlogmas. I'm still feeling a little under the weather, but I've popped out with the boys to go to the post office, and I popped into Petworth, and I'm here. This shop used to be Oak Apple, but it's now Petworth Pop-Up, and I have found a sheepskin rug. The boys are very helpful in making a decision on colours because I can't make decisions today, but I'm going to put it on the bench, which I think will look really, really lovely. And I've got a couple of other Christmas presents in here, but it's just a really, really lovely shop. And I've also there's a men's shop called Errands of Petworth. Got a couple of things in there for the boys, which is great. They're growing like weeds at the moment, so needed some chinos and a belt and bits and pieces. So it's really lovely to be able to shop locally. Good morning. I took you on a very, very brief trip of Petworth yesterday and then didn't chat to you again for the rest of the day. I am really enjoying having the boys home, and I just wanted to kind of focus on them, and I still wasn't feeling tip-top yesterday. I am feeling, actually I'm still not feeling 100%, but I'm definitely better. My tummy is more settled, and yeah. We're getting there. We're getting there. I didn't sleep amazingly last night. I don't know why. Lots on my mind this time of year. But I thought we would have a quick catch up while I put rollers in my hair, because I've got amazing Sophie coming again this morning. So my last shipment of the year has arrived from India, which I always knew it was going to be touch and go. Basically, I have this amazing person that sources the fabric for me, and I had this idea and we couldn't find the fabric. So it was, and then she found it. And she was like, Charlie, do you want to go ahead? And I was like, yes, let's go ahead. Let's get them here. Let's get it photographed. And then they can either, I'm going to decide whether I hold them till like next autumn or whether I put them on sooner. I will decide. But the box arrived yesterday, and dear Sophie is coming this morning to take some last minute pics of them. It's just so much easier to do Christmassy product shots at that time of year rather than getting Christmas stuff out like next summer and trying to get into the mood. It's just so much easier when it's all kind of there and done. I picked some fresh holly yesterday, and I missed a chunk of her there. I've picked some fresh holly yesterday. It's just easier to get the pictures now. And then I've got Simon's office Christmas lunch, which I don't really want to eat anything. Certainly not a 3-course meal, but it's fine. It would just be nice to go, and his staff are just amazing people. I think his secretary has worked for him. I need to remember how many years it is. I'll find out. I'll tell you later. It's 30 odd years. I mean, it's amazing. They're such lovely people. They're family rather than staff. So it will be really lovely to see them. But I'm not really feeling like much food. Anyhow, I was asked a question yesterday. Well, yesterday I filmed the Q&A, and one of the questions was, and actually I'm going to go back, read it, and come back to you, because my vlogging camera's downstairs, and I just want it fresh in my mind so I get it right, because I was thinking about it in the night and I was like, I should have said that as my answer. Like, I should have explained, I should have gone into a little bit more detail, so I'm going to do that now. Okay, the question was, your strength is admirable, what helps you stay strong and focused? And I was lying in bed in the night thinking a little bit more about this question and how I should have answered it. And I think very much that we have choices, and we can choose how we react to things. Now, bear with me, let me explain. And I haven't always been able to choose it has taken years to get to the point where I can rationally see things. So, for example, we can choose to not let things really affect us emotionally. We can choose how we react and how we respond. And that comes by taking a moment of time and not reacting immediately, just taking a moment, thinking things through, thinking, you know, is this worth a big drama? Is this worth a huge upset? Is this worth me getting in an absolute state and feeling awful for a few days because of this thing? So, you know, let me give you a few examples. Obviously in Geneva, I was desperate to spend time with my brother, his wife, Anton, what have you. It's a work job for them, so time is quite limited that we've got together. And I got food poisoning. And I could have been really like cross, irritated, peed off, all the rest of it, because that was, you know, really unfortunate, really bad luck. You know, it wasn't the easiest weekend. A, I got food poisoning, and B, Anton's 15 months and he doesn't understand. Mummy and Daddy will be back. We're leaving you with pretty much a stranger. Yes, it's your auntie, but you don't, like, he knows my voice. I've met him a few times, but I'm not close to him because they live in Austria and I'm here in the UK. And whilst I'm very close to my brother and his wife, Anton doesn't know me intimately. And every time he was left with me, he would cry. And I would have to, you know, kind of console him. Coco was really helpful at distracting him, but it's difficult with a 15-month-old. Younger, like last year when I looked after him, it was easier because he was much smaller. And it's difficult for my brother and his wife leaving a crying baby, you know, with me, and then with me feeling really unwell. And it was a real kind of dig deep moment. And you just have to put your best foot forward. You just have to have, as I'm always saying, a gracious heart and be like, you know, that word that begins with an S happens. And we just have to deal with this in the best way that we can. And, you know, there's no point me being angry, cross, irritated, etc., etc. You just have to like roll with it and deal with it. And I think it's how you react to situations, and that is really powerful, and that gives you strength once you learn to control your emotions and things are out of your control. Like our flight was delayed on the way back. I could have been really irritated, but irritated with who? That would have just made me feel bad by using up that energy on being irritated that the flight was delayed. You know, I wanted to get home, see the boys, see Si, and have a tiny bit of a Sunday evening, but that didn't happen. We ended up arriving home at 1 a.m. and I was feeling utterly hideous. But my youngest son heard us arrive back and came downstairs and helped me with my bags and gave me a huge hug and said, "I love you, Mummy." And he carried my suitcase up to my bedroom and opened it for me. The sweetest thing. And it's treasuring those moments rather than being irritated that the flight was delayed, because these things happen. And so I think I'm waffling, and it's hard for me to put this like into words, and hopefully you kind of get the gist of where I'm going with this. But it's about how you react to things, and is it worth getting really upset and really emotional? I mean, yes, I do care about things. Yes, I do take things to heart. Yes, I am a really sensitive soul. But, you know, I think, for example, online, when people are unpleasant and leave not very nice comments, they don't actually know me. They're making an assumption. They're assuming all sorts of things about us as a family. Unless you're in the inner circle, you don't know exactly all of the ins and outs of it. So I can't and I shouldn't, and I need to learn to do it probably even better than I try to, take comments personally, because unless somebody really knows you intimately and knows you well, they don't know what's going on. So it's just an assumption. So I can't take somebody's assumption to heart, because it's not actually how it is. Unless you know all of the facts. Mum always said, you know, don't assume, check until you've walked. I don't know how. Until you've walked in somebody else's shoes, you don't know what's going on, like behind the scenes. And I do put my best foot forward. I do put my best, my best self and my best front, and I try and be as positive and upbeat. And I think when you have had really kind of difficult, challenging times, when you have had a few kind of rock bottoms in your life, you realise that you have a choice, and you can either choose to be the victim, or you can choose to turn it round and live your best life. And I've chosen to turn it around and live my best life. And yes, there were years when I was a victim, and there were years when I was not a happy version of myself, but we all have a choice. And when you realise that you have that choice, it's really empowering. That is basically, I should have said that at the beginning, because it took me a moment to get the words out, because I'm still, not 100%. I'm putting my best foot forward. I am put my rollers in. I'm putting my BFF cream skin perfector on to look my best for Sophie, to smile and to beautifully lay the table and have a photo shoot of my products. And it's so exciting that I have products, that I have a shop with a website. I mean, it's just amazing. And I really, really, really focus on all the positives. I don't take anything for granted. And I love what I do. And I love it when I get messages from you guys saying, you know, thank you for sharing. Thank you for talking about that. Somebody sent me the most beautiful message yesterday. And that's my why. When I get those messages, it's my why. And I'm so grateful for you taking the time to write lovely messages, because I think people really appreciate a lovely comment and a lovely message. So a huge thank you. Anyway, I'm going to finish getting ready, and I don't want to be ready and on time for Sophie today, rather than rushing around being like, I'm running late. I'm not going to be running late. We're going to be organised, but I'm excited and excited to style up the table and make it look pretty. So I will share snippets of it with you all. So the wonderful Sophie is in action. Sophie, am I in your way? Possibly. But can you spy the new sheepskin rug there that I got in Petworth yesterday? And we styled out the table. So this is a sneak peek of what is coming for next year. Like, either it will come on early next year. But I actually think it's a very versatile. I put them away so you can't see. I'll take you up close and show you. But it's a lovely green seersucker stripe, which is perfect for this time of year. I think it looks great in the kitchen here, but also it will work throughout the year. So it's not just like the red gingham is very red gingham, that's very Christmas, but this is quite versatile. So I'm very excited about this. But these are product shots for 2025, which is quite exciting that we're already focusing on that. So here it is, the green stripe seersucker, and I've just used some red velvet ribbon to tie the napkins, a little bit of holly, very excited little dog who always likes to be in with the action. And then these are the cushions from our bedroom, from Pattern House. I don't think they've still got them, but they might do them again. And then the ready cushions, the raspberry cushions, we had in the nursery at our old house, and we had in Snug here, and I've just swapped them up to make them Christmassy. Got some holly there, and then this is the sheepskin rug. I'm actually going to get a second one today because I don't know, I wasn't feeling with it yesterday, and I didn't realise that the bench is as long as it is, and it would do 2 rugs. But actually, I think those are perfect then with cushions rather than having something made. What do you think, Soph?
Lovely.
Do you like it? Yeah. And I think it's quite a good colour, whereas the lighter colour could just get dirty, whereas that can hide a multitude of sins, was my thinking.
Wear a taffeta ball down and pretend I've been to the Feathers Ball. Do
Oh
you remember
yes,
those
I
old
know.
ball things?
The Feathers is happening.
Is it
like
still
now?
happening?
Yes, there were tickets being
No, it
sold.
was the Gate Crashers Ball.
So we've had a very jolly office Christmas lunch, and I've now popped back into Petworth to do the things that I couldn't do yesterday or forgot to do, and one of them is to come in to Rugs of Petworth to say thank you to Alex for fixing our problem. And there he is, I'm going to turn you around. Here is Alex, rolling rugs. Hello. But Alex, thank you very, very much. You have solved so many problems and headaches and stress.
Does it work?
It works.
Brilliant.
It's absolutely amazing.
That's great news.
So I thought I'd bring you in and show you around because it's such a beautiful place and there's so many amazing things to see. And here is the wonderful Susie who said, I told her about the problem and she was like, Alex can sort it out. I will speak to Alex. He will have something that can solve the problem, because if he can't fix it, I'm not sure anyone can, but he has absolutely fixed it. But let's have a look around. So I've just, I love Petworth and it's so handy to have it on our doorstep and local to us. I've just been into Austin's. I needed to get some candles and some more tea lights, which I totally forgot to do yesterday. And I got another sheepskin rug so we can have one, well, you know, it can cover the length of the bench. That's what I'm trying to say, because the other one was too short. I not 100% still. It was lovely to go to Si's lunch, but I'm feeling a little fragile, so I'm actually going to go home and have a little rest. Oh, that was really lovely. I thought somebody was giving me a funny look and they just came and said hello. That was very, very lovely. Anyway, I was saying I'm still not feeling 100%, so I'm going to go home. I'm going to have a cup of tea, and in fact I'm going to have lemon and ginger because I think that will be soothing, calming, and I'm going to have a little lie down, a little rest, because I've got my members club Zoom tonight and I don't want to cancel it, but I'm feeling a little fragile. But anyway, it's fine, it's boring. I hate being not firing on all cylinders, it's so annoying. Anyway, let's head home. I've done my errands and I could just have a little relax, which I think is what's needed. Good morning. I crashed yesterday. I literally just wrote off the rest of the day. I cancelled my Zoom. I just flopped on the sofa and we had a fire lit and just had a cosy evening, and I slept really well. I want to say I'm feeling better. I think this might take a little bit of time, but I have got a catering job in London tomorrow. So I'm just, Ocado delivered the food, well, most of the food I have got to pop to the butchers. Ocado delivered the majority. There was one thing I couldn't get, which is really annoying, so I'm going to have to go on a hunt for that later today. But at least I slept well, and I have booked Diane to come and help me cook, so I've got help. But I am taking Coco to ride this morning because Tintin's going away and she's desperate to ride, so we're going to do that and just getting ready for it. But a couple of things. Firstly, I had lots of questions over what dog food do we feed Lola, and I don't know if that was in the Q&A questions. I didn't see it when I did the Q&A questions, or whether it was a separate one, but I was just thinking about it right now, and I thought I must share with you all. We feed her a dry food. Lola has, or had, a skin problem. Not really a skin problem, but she used to rub herself and get sores, and the vet thought that it could be food related. And the lovely guy that trained her recommended this feed, and it's I'm going to leave it linked here, the name on the screen. Snide's Wonder Dog, hypoallergenic, and I think Simon orders her the salmon one, and it suits her really, really well, and we haven't had any more skin problems since we've been using that, so we're sticking with it. We've tried raw, we've tried all sorts of things with her, but that seems to work really well, and she's happy with it, and she looks really well, because you guys have said, what do you feed her? She looks amazing. I do put some hot water over it, and actually we're now feeding all of our dogs the same thing because it's just easier and they love it. So I just put a little bit of hot water over, some water from the kettle that's boiled, and then I just let it sit so it's softened, and they love it. Sometimes they have it crunchy, but particularly because Tess is old and she needs her food softened, but actually in the winter when it's wild, that is quite nice. So that's what she's enjoying. But I got the most gorgeous box of goodies when I got back yesterday. There was this box that had been delivered, and I'll share with you the other bits. Some things for the horses, some toys for the horses, and beautiful little decorations for the dogs, and some things for me. This is one of them, and I've just used it. So it's similar to the Trini goes on white and then it's tinted. This is my MII. It's an Italian brand of skincare. Why My skincare meets makeup, our ultra lightweight formula with micro encapsulated pigments effortlessly enhances the radiance, luminosity and natural beauty of your skin. White tea extracts aids protecting the skin from urban pollutants and shields from stress, while vitamin E helps nourish and protect. So I've just put that on, and it's really lovely, and Sarah sent this to me and she wrote on it, I love this and I thought of you, which is so sweet. So a huge thank you for Sarah for sending that, and it's really lovely. Anyway, I'm going to crack on, get the rest of my makeup done, and chat to you a little later on. Si's standing in the doorway in a towel saying, coming in for beauty parade, wiggling his hips. I'm not going to turn the camera around and show you guys, it did just make me chuckle. Oh darling, there's never a dull moment with you around. So apologies, it's chaos in the kitchen because I had this big delivery from Ocado last night, but I just wanted to share with you the bits that Sarah sent because they're so sweet. So these hang in the horses' stables for them to play with, which is lovely. So one for Colin and one for Santana. Coco's just getting Santana in now. And it's quite windy and quite wild and quite stormy, but she's absolutely determined. So that's what she's doing. And Sarah also sent me a bottle of Stallion gin, which just looks amazing. Multi-award winning global centre is their Stallion AI service, and it's based up in the north of Shropshire. So can't wait to try that over Christmas. And then she sent these for the dogs, which is so sweet. These lovely decorations. So we've got 3 of those. So I'm going to unwrap those when I get back and put them out. I also got another delivery, but it's full. In fact, it's both of them are full. Because Sophie took some pictures, but Nutley Kitchens sent me these beautiful trugs. And this one is actually lined with fabric, which you probably can't see, but I can't empty the greenery out. And then another little dinky one over here. I've got some things for the catering, well, they're not all for the catering job. This little basket, so sweet too. So I've just, actually Sophie did this. She just put some pine cones and holly and ivy in there and styled it up for taking some pictures. And I thought it looked so pretty. I've just put it on the windowsill over between 2 vases of holly. So I'm going to pop that back over there. And I'm going to have my Simprove shot. I hope that this kind of works. I don't know if the gimbal's kind of steady moving around following me. This kitchen really is something else. But Simprove shot this morning. So Simon and I take 70 ml once a day on an empty tummy. I think it's like 10 minutes before or after food. I take it first thing and then leave it for 10 minutes before having breakfast. So I'm just going to down my shot of Simprove. There. Hopefully it's helping this tummy fight off whatever it is I got. Right, so now what am I going to do? I'm going to fill my water bottle up and what's the time? Hitch up and we need to leave. So that's what I'm doing, and I will actually, I don't really feel like breakfast, we'll see, but take my big bottle of water with me. I just wanted to give you a close-up of these because actually they are so beautifully made. Absolutely gorgeous. A huge thank you.
Quick, more, outside rain, squeeze the rain outside, collect, nearly into walk, soften inside, nearly into walk, there, good, and canter, perfect. So she's happy to canter when she's under your control, and by collecting her and letting her go forwards, you're controlling what she does. Very good, there, and forwards again. Perfect. Go to the one with the rain again, down to the outside. Those two. Good. Amazing, the triple.
So I'm back from Tintin's. Di has been here helping me, and actually we've had the hairdresser as well. It's been bonkers. I am deciding not to go too short. This has been outside in the wind and drizzle, but I've just had a little bit of a trim, and Dan commented on how good it's feeling, and he said, what have you been doing different? And I said, well, I've been taking Neura menopause supplement, and I've been taking magnesium, and I've been taking collagen. He was like, well, stick with it, because whatever it's doing is working. I mean, my hair is not looking good at the moment, but it's just had a quick snip, and Dan has done Coco and Gus as well, which is brilliant. So he was going to come a couple of days ago, but plans have changed somewhat, but that is fine. But today's lesson with Jinjin, it was just amazing. It was amazing. I didn't chat to you while I was there because it was really windy and you just wouldn't have heard me. But she jumped brilliantly. She had a little bit of a think about it, and then Coco was like, no, we're not messing around today. And they did a course. And then I said, can we just end on that note? Can we just end on this positive and not like have a break and then try again and then her play out? I was like, can we just quit while we're ahead? And Tintin was like, yes, great idea. And then Coco did a little bit of dressage on Sia, and that was really, really great. Sia's much less complicated than Santana, and it's really great for Coco to do some shoulder in and some leg yield and things like that. And then we got back, Di was here, Dan came, we've had lunch, and Di has sweetly taken my list of bits and pieces that I needed for the drinks party for tomorrow. So there were a few things that I couldn't get on Ocado, which is mighty irritating, but Di has gone to do that for me, and I can sit down and do a little bit of work, and then I have got a lot of cheese straws and a lot of mini Yorkshire puddings to make, but that is fine. And I just feel I'm not even washed out, just like I'm not firing on all cylinders, but I'm being kind to myself, and I've still got hours today, I've got tomorrow morning, I'm totally under control, and that is a really good feeling to be, because I just don't want to be under pressure and push myself. And it was really lovely just flopping yesterday evening. The snug is so snuggly and so cozy, and it's just kind of perfect place to kind of cozy up and be. But I'm going to end this episode of Vlogmas here. I will catch up with you probably later on when I am cooking and doing things. But I hope that you've enjoyed this episode. Thank you for your lovely feedback on the Q&A and the camera. It's brilliant. So I will be swapping a bit between my iPhone and this, just depending on what I'm doing and what's easier. But really appreciate your feedback, so a huge thank you. I hope that you're having a good week, and lots of love.